So, hello and welcome to another Guardians of Wiltshire video. I am Dewi and this is a kind of vlog video for the build up to Warfare, which is at the weekend. And obviously my army isn't ready. So it's currently the 24th of November. Warfare is in 3 days, I think. So I've got the Betrayer foot mounted, 8 Serpent Guard and 2 Serpent Riders to finish by Saturday. So best get prepping. Firstly, I had to get the models I needed to paint. There were 2 places these models were. The cavalry models were in a box above my project shelves, and the foot models were in the box at the bottom of my model shelf. I know there are a few of these models that had paint on them, but I definitely didn't have time to strip the paint from those that were nearly finished. These are going to be base coated again, as I didn't prime my halogen black anymore. Also, with the foot models, I knew I had some Serpent Guard attached to MDF bases with rocks, but not enough for 8 of them. It just meant I had to get 2 more and clip them off the bases and ready for the MDF bases. After clipping off the bases, the slotter had to be clipped as well. Grabbing a 0.9mm drill bit and securing it into my pin vise, I set about drilling out one of the feet mill for the brass rod. You have to take care doing this just to avoid drilling out the other side of the leg, or sliding off the foot and making it harder to make that hole. The brass rod is a 0.8mm diameter, and is just secured in with super glue gel. Maybe using a pair of pliers to push the rod into the front of the model. Once that was attached, it was a case of lining up where I wanted the model on the base and putting the drill bit next to the rod, moving the model and then drilling into the MDF and securing it with super glue. Next it is a case of base coating the models white, which is what I've used on my previous Halogen Warriors. I didn't use black because I found the colours go down easier on white and have better coverage, so popping some airbrush thinner in first, and then the white Vallejo surface primer into my airbrush, I got about spray painting my halogen. Obviously this wasn't the case with the Betrayer. Priming him in white would not have been a good idea, so the standard black primer was applied for the Wraith. So, some of you might have noticed that I am not upstairs. The missus and my baby are away for the day, or at least a couple of hours. So I'm going to try and crack on with these downstairs and enjoy life with my puppy, who is asleep on the floor. So he had a big run around this morning, and it gives me some time just to crack on and get these done. So I will set up and I'm just going to plough on through as much as I possibly can. So this is them currently. These, the 3 on this side, have all their base colours down, but no washes, and then obviously I've got the rest of them proved up. The Betrayer hasn't been touched yet. But first I'm going to go put some sand on their bases. So I think the last clip you would have seen is Thursday morning, maybe? I'm not sure. It is now Saturday morning. I was up until 5:30 midnight last night and got up at 5:30 this morning. Thank you, little baby. And I've just set off to pick up the big man.
Hello.
Oh yeah, you'll be quite far forward. Yeah, the ISOFix was in the back. You can shuffle backwards. A little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we're off to Warfare. We'll see you there. So we've arrived! We have arrived. Here with Beaver and Luke, and looking at Sean's Lake Town board, which is awesome. So if I flip my camera around, just incredible. Yeah, super, super good. So we will chime in with everyone throughout the day. Mr. Wilson, hello, how are we? So we've just finished game 1, and I played lovely Mr. Matt King, and it was Clash by Moonlight.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. Hobbits versus my Far Harrods Serpent Lord Alliance, and to sum up the game very simply, there was a hero on the front rank, and I shot at the blowpipes, and that was that.
Pretty much.
So yeah.
Nice. You killed a farmer.
I killed a farmer. You killed about 5 models, I think it was, and I killed...
I killed it's fine.
I killed 6 guys with Impaler in one turn with 2 different models.
With 5 of the same model.
5 was it? Was it?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, no, 4.
4 1, yeah. So yeah, good game, eventually ended 3-1, lovely, and you'll be seeing him into the West.
Last weekend jungle, yeah. Which, there might be tickets available, there might not be, but
we'll see.
Yeah. More Hobbit shenanigans.
Yeah, find the event page if you want to know more about it. Cheers, man.
Right, cheers, dude. Good win.
Unlike other SPG events, this tournament is held alongside Warfare, the UK's largest 2-day wargaming show. Within Warfare, there is a bring and buy, which is one of the biggest you'll probably see. Everything in there, from minis to terrain, board games, books, the lot. There's also demonstration games and participation games across all the shows, and there are traders, many traders. Over 80 different traders were expected at the weekend, selling all sorts of wargaming supplies and equipment. And then there's the tournaments. There's not just Middle-earth, but all kinds of Ancients, 40k, Sigmar, Bolt Action, Flames of War, Saga, you name it, it's there. If you haven't been, I would definitely recommend going at least once. So here we are, game 2. So we've just played Recon with Cam Spiders and my Fiefdoms, and yeah, not going my way.
I wouldn't say it was going my way at all.
Finished 7-5 to Cam. The Spider Queen got killed with 1 round of shooting, which was amazing, absolutely amazing. And then I just killed too many, and you ran away too much.
I did. My courage tests were awful.
Yeah. So you had what? You had 3 off, and you had about 6 on the table.
To be
6 on the table, and I needed 3 of them to pass the courage test, and 2 did.
Whereas the last one was a Merkel Spider, and I rolled a 7, and you're like, he stays, yes, and I was like, he's a Merkel Spider.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. So 7-5 loss, very close. We only seem to play Recon.
We do only play Recon, but this time I'm not dreadfully hungover, so...
Well, yeah. So no, excellent game as always. A little bit annoying, I kind of killed too many too quickly. But
always a problem.
Yeah, always a problem. But hey ho, what do you do? On to game 3 a little bit later. I'm not sure. So you 2 minor wins now?
Yeah.
2 minor wins. So can't complain. So we'll come back in with game 3 later. So we're back after game 3 with lovely Mr. Wilson, and as you may have seen from the time lapse, shooting prevailed massively. I reckon we reckon I killed 15-ish models.
At least 15.
At least 15 with shooting, even though you had blinding light up, but it didn't affect where my archers were shooting. So yeah, it was not the best.
No, if I'd have done it differently, blinding lighted against the archers rather than the blow lights.
Yeah, just very, very, very close. And it just kept swinging and kept swinging and kept swinging. A couple of resists from myself on the cheeky one dice.
Cheeky one dice resists, yeah, that was quite good.
Yeah, so was a very good game. Finished 11-0, but that's just dice. I think it's probably the way.
It was kind of, in terms of the number of archers we had, we were very similarly matched.
Yes.
I think that the difference is yours were hitting and killing, mine were not.
No, even ones you didn't move, hitting on 3s, you were rolling 1s and 2s. So
it's kind of you can have games where archery is really, really effective. You can have games where it doesn't do anything at all. So it's not the end. It's not the end of the world.
No.
Breakthrough is it's a scenario I consider perhaps struggle.
I haven't played it that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the one flank was being held down by 2 half trolls and a camel for the majority of the game.
All I did was take a wound off a half troll with that.
Oh, you killed one of the camels?
Oh yes, killed the camel with some hobbits, so that's always a plus.
It didn't help the first turn of shooting. I killed one Dunedain.
You killed two of the Dunedain.
I killed 2 of them, sorry. And I took the Might and of Fate off another. I killed him the following turn. Half troll munched a Dunedain over there. I just had to take your Might out. That was mine.
I took the Dunedain to give the hobbits an edge in combat, and the Dunedain never made it into combat. So.
And if they did, they were hit by a half troll or a king. So
yeah, that was kind of brutal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Overall, very good game as always.
Yes.
And it is at the end of day 1. I'm going straight home because I've got to go and see the little baby. And yeah.
I will leave you with a word of advice. If you're going to go up against a Herodian gunline army, take heavy armor. You're going to need it.
And on that note, we'll end day 1.
Yes.
Just finished a ridiculously close game with Mr. Farmer. So close. So essentially it came down to the last turn, lots of combats everywhere. Imri Hill's in combat, the Witch King has buggered off. You also failed Black Dart. Oh no, you passed the Black Dart, failed to wound. So essentially you were 5 off breaking, I was 2. And in the end we both broke because Shagger got a kill right at the end. Horrendously tense. Horrendously tense. How do you think it went?
Well, it was another time when I think there was like a few close bits, like not killing Shagrat. It's important. I don't think I used the Witch King as well as I could have done. My initial plan at the start of the little alpha strike idea, I was always try and do that with your infantry versus infantry, get a few kills at the start of Shagrat, get stuck in, make you have to deal with it. But then he failed his second combat. It didn't matter that much, but little things just didn't quite go the way you needed them to go to start with.
Failed Curious by the Clansman was a little bit annoying.
That was big. That Black Numen Orient just actually smacked the Courage 6, which is
horrendous.
unfortunate.
But no, it was very, very close. was, I don't know if I would have done much differently.
Yeah, it comes down to the fact that it's a banner scenario. I won by the banner VPs.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we both broke and Mr. Farmer still had his banner. But very tense game, very good game. We haven't played in a long time,
No.
so very, very worthwhile. But yeah, so for me that's 2 minor losses, a minor win and a major win. Yourself?
A draw and 3 minor wins, so I'm like,
Draw and 3 minor wins.
yeah, I'm like sliming on top of the people with 1 loss. Really.
Yeah, I looked before the game and I was 14th and you were 12th, I think.
Yeah, I'm like if I want to podium, I'm gonna have to major win now. But like that's okay.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
don't mind
fine.
that. I'm just happy to
More than capable.
Yeah.
So we're randomising next armies again, and we'll come back in for game 5. So we've just finished game 5? Yeah, game 5. Destroyed the supplies against Ashley. Never met each other before, but lovely man. There's a Bristol. Excellent.
Absolutely.
And he was playing Angmar, which, as some of you will know, I played quite a lot. So you have the Witch King, the Shade, and Chaps.
Absolutely.
3 Spectres, which actually made me fail quite a lot of characters.
The Spectres, that move at the beginning to stop them shooting was
Yeah, it
probably
was.
saved 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, pretty much. So eventually I ended up the Witch King trying to go and get the supplies by himself with 2 Wild Riders who died to a single man at arms.
Man at ours OP.
Yeah. And then it was just a slog in the middle, really.
With the Shade doing bits to actually kill a lot of the Fiefdoms guys, which I didn't expect to do at the start.
Yeah, very much so. I had a knight that picked up all the supplies.
Couldn't get him to run away with the Spectre, so...
No. So yeah, it worked well. Ended up 7-5 win. I got 3 prizes and broke you. You got 1 prize. Had a banner which I stupidly charged at the end. Should have let him run away.
Keeping hold of that banner was my leverage to try and win the game.
Yeah.
Because I knew I couldn't defend all 3 and get all 3. So with the banner, it's kind of basically an objective.
Yeah, of course it is. So yeah, it was a good, solid game, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely, Dewi. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
There we are. So we just finished game 6 against Mr. Edens with your standard Thorin, Thranduil.
It's a very low cost Brandon Thorin.
Yeah.
At 555 you get Thorin, bare bones on the go.
Yeah.
Brandon, heavy armor blades, had a bow in this mess.
Yeah. No circlet.
No circle. Absolutely. If I had the points, that's where it would have gone.
Oh god, yeah.
And then a handful of Idaho swords, spears, one with banner, and a handful of Mirkwood elves, and one with knight. So maybe 25.
Yeah. So you will have seen from the time lapse that we played Command the Battlefield, and you used a point of might with both.
I used
Definitely with Thorin.
definitely with Thorin. I don't think I've got one with Brandon yet.
Yeah. So Thranduil came on near a corner, and Thorin came on near the middle of a different board edge, and I thought, I've got the chance to jump on your elves, who are slightly squishier, without Thorin doing his free hero combat.
But bear in mind, his chance was rolling 2 6s and 2 warbands. Which is obviously
Not necessarily, because if I roll like a 4 or a 5 or a 6,
this
I can
warband
put one of
deploys
them
in
here.
this corner 6 inches away. So you wouldn't be able to jump so easily. You get one on.
Yeah, but even like a 4 and a 5, like, I was prepared to use mine to get surround you.
Yeah.
So, and then I've got cavalry. so my 2 Serpent Guard just buggered off. And then just a little bit of war of attrition. The first round, like, no one died.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I thought I'd lose a lot more in the first turn, having been pinned in a corner.
Me too.
And shielding with the elves, they decided they wouldn't live, but not by rolling too high. And then Brandrel did some business to kill stuff to get out of that trap. But then
Hitting the Hood King.
bounced into the Hood King, who was out of play at this point. And he bounced into the Hood Raider, so he gave him additional attacks. He's up to 5 now. And then he's got an additional attack from you charging one guy in.
Correct, which I completely forgot about.
And then basically Brandrel with 6 dice needs to roll a 5 to then light up to a 6, so he also wins up by 7. He manages to roll a 4 highest.
I got a 6!
And then he was murdered by taking 5 wounds.
5 wounds and you failed all 3 fate.
And then failed all 3 fate.
So even mighting one of you rolled 3-3-2.
In all my time playing him, he's never failed that miserably against something like that. And he's fought a hell of a lot back.
Yeah, so that then gave me the might advantage here.
Yeah, so at that point the game's over. Because
Not necessarily.
Brandrel's dead, my models are only 5-inch moving, I'm never going to get across the board.
Yeah.
You've already got your cavalry spread out across the board. It's then damage limitation, so I try and leave as many models spread out, but you still then outnumber me.
I've lost 6 models, I think that is. 6 guys, which is actually pretty incredible.
And the Hood King.
6 including the Murder King. So, but overall, very good game. It finished 12-0 because some of your guys ended up running away.
Yeah.
Well, you had what, 3 or 4 turns at carry tests?
Yeah.
Which some of them were
had
run.
one more stayed here. Potentially, if the game had entertained the turn before, that would have been a big one.
Yeah.
2 within 12%, which is nothing.
Yeah.
So I would have had at least 3 or 4. I think, because you get 2 from that, don't you?
You didn't have double.
Yeah, but you didn't have any in that.
Oh yeah, so that might have been
So,
two.
had the turn ended the turn before, because I was only
Still would have been a victory, but yeah.
You would have, obviously won.
Yeah. So finished 12-0, which is
Played it exactly right. I mean, this army doesn't work when it's being ganked by 2 big forces.
doesn't work split.
But with your army having only 4 might,
Yeah.
the chances of you rolling a 6 with each of them naturally is quite significant.
Yeah, I did the first one and was like, cool, if I get 4, 5 or 6, I'm coming on one of these.
Yeah.
And then the other one will either
Absolutely.
back it up or it will come on the other side. So
One thing I thought he hadn't done was essentially using spells on him, because he didn't cast 1 spell.
I cast 1. I tried to transfix your
Yeah, I don't know why he went to the cavalry and not
because then Fandor couldn't move.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Because then Fandor was boxed in.
Yeah.
So
He's not really a spellcaster, but he's helpful.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
You can war of attrition.
my next thing was going to be if Thorin didn't die from impaling,
actually
so
was
like
thinking
fire
it.
escape.
Yeah,
That was my next one. So I was going to spaff like 4 at it. So, but no.
You didn't need it, to be honest.
No, my thing was, I've got Impaler.
Yeah.
I can just keep charging camels into you until the goat dies. As soon as the goat dies, they bugger off.
Yeah, Impaler is grim.
It's good. Against cavalry, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
So, but they
Well
were,
done.
you did have the Monkhood, Rider, whatever he's called, the Horseman, and 2 guys took about 6 combats to kill. And they were trapped in every combat with Master of Poisons.
They definitely wanted to live,
Yes.
but by that point I wanted them to die so they get it.
So overall,
But it doesn't happen often that you beat me in this fashion at all. So I will gladly say that on the channel.
don't worry.
But
I won't let you forget it, my friend.
I know, you're like lovely. But yeah,
So yeah.
we both didn't podium likely.
So what did you finish on? 3 wins?
So 4 wins, 2 losses.
4 wins, 2 losses.
This was the biggest loss.
I had 2 major wins, 2 minor wins, and 2 minor losses.
Okay, so I've got, I think, 2 majors, 2 minors, 1 major loss, 1 minor. So you should just beat me up.
Moral victory! Anyways, cheers guys. So that's the end of the weekend. I'll do a little summary when I'm back home and editing this video. And that was the end of my tournament. So Warfare this year had 70 players. I ended up finishing 8th with 2 major wins, 2 minor wins and 2 minor losses. It was really good to see everyone again after such a long time, obviously with COVID and everything. So if you get the chance to, I would go to Warfare. The convention's really cool. There's loads of different sellers and there's just lots to see. It's a bit of a rush to get around, but the tournament itself was spaced out nicely. Dewi Clubbing made sure that there was space for people to enjoy the convention itself, and there's plenty of different tournaments going on. So definitely recommend it. I aim to go next year if I can. It's around Mrs. birthday, so it's always a tricky one to get. But as it's run by a friend, it should be alright. So if you like this video and the tournament aspect of it, please comment, like, share and subscribe. Let me know on any other video styles you want to see. I do plan on doing more regular content. The links to Facebook and Discord and Instagram are down below. Give us a follow, come and join our Discord. There are loads of people on it and we're constantly talking, chatting, painting and general nonsense, and rules queries, etc. It's somewhere a little bit different. And it's a great place to hang out. If you want to support me in any way, I have the license to sell these travel system trays. There's loads of different sizes. If you go onto the Facebook page, and I have a post on there that shows you all the different ones, and they're very, very useful. So yeah, just support the hobby where you can. We'll see you soon.